Hi class! Alright, so from now on, we are going to watch some short videos on different objectives. Then you're going to practice problems, okay? So, I am going to go ahead and work through some notes with you, and as you are listening, you're going to go ahead and write down and fill in the blanks on your notes paper. And then afterwards, you can stop, rewind, play back, whatever you need to do so that you get a good understanding of each objective. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead, turn to the computer screen, read out the objective, and then start the note session. All right? Cool. All right, for this video, this is video 1, how a quadratic function grows. Okay? So the objective is that you can explain how a quadratic function grows. Fancy, huh? Awesome. Alright, so first of all, a quadratic function always makes the following shape. Give me a guess. Well, it always will go ahead and make a U. We call this a parabola. Yep. Yeah, and it always makes a U because when you square numbers, it just happens to make that shape. Right? So U, or whatever you want to say that makes sense to you, because the X term is squared. Okay, because the X term is squared. Alright, so we talked a little bit about this for t-tables. So let's see the pattern for what happens with t-tables. So let's look at the first one, first of all. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you the assumption is, can you tell it's a little blurry, but the assumption is that this is a quadratic t-table, okay? So there's one strategy that I personally love because it feels like super reliable. So remember carrots, everyone? So let's see what happens when we take the caret of a quadratic t-table, okay? First of all, I want you to notice over here, look, it's going in order, all right? And this side is related to this side. This is the input, and this is the output. So let's go ahead and do the caret strategy that we've used a lot of this year. So 4 plus something equals 1. Well, if I want to go from 4 to 1, I have to take away 3, right? Because 4 take away 3 is 1. Okay. And then going from 1 to 0, I have to take away 1. Then from 0 to 1, I have to add 1. And then from 1 to 4, I need to add 3. All right. So, as we described in class, we're calling this the first difference. Sorry, bear with me as I write on this little overhead. Okay? Alright, so the first difference, is it the same? Last week we saw that in linear, we do this, it's the same. But what we see this time is it's actually not the same, right? Okay. So then let's go ahead and look at the second difference, okay? So that means finding the carets of the carets. So let's see. If I want to go from -3 to -1, then what do I need to do? Well, if I owed $3 and I wanted to only owe $1, I would have to pay the person $2. Right? Go from -1 to +1, I also need to add 2. And going from +1 to +3, I need to add 2. Okay, so what do you notice? Hopefully what you notice this time is that the second difference, so not the first difference like in the linear equation, but in the second difference, they're all the same number. Yeah? Okay. Well, let's see if that holds true. Because remember, when we see a pattern, we want to test out different examples to see how true is it exactly. Okay? Alrighty. So let's go ahead to another quadratic table. Let's go ahead and test out our theory. Is it true that this is going to stay the same, where it's always going to be 2's or whatnot. Again, we can assume that this table is also a quadratic table. Alrighty, again, what I do notice over here is that these are all in order. -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, instead of like 3, 10, -10, and all mixed around. So let's go ahead and find the first caret. Whew, that was kind of bad. Okay. To go from 6 to 9, I need to add 3. Go from 9 to 14, I need to add 5. To go from 14 to 22, I need to add 8. Go from 22 to 23, I need to add 11.